Hi. Do you catch yourself mindlessly snacking, mindlessly eating, and wish that you could have stopped yourself before you got started? I am Angela Major, and I am a cravings conquering coach. I help women to conquer their cravings so that they can be consistent in taking good care of their bodies. They still get to I still enjoy sweets and the foods that I love, but I make empowered decisions to have them when I want them and not just have them in the moment. So I want to talk to you about how that can work for you. So whenever we feel an urge, when I feel an urge to go for a snack, it's kind of like an itch. You know how you feel like you just have to scratch. Well, that's the kind of feeling sometimes it feels like whenever you want to get some chocolate, right? It just feels like, oh, I want that chocolate. And that feeling's not going to go away unless I just eat the chocolate. And yes, there's all kinds of other things that we can do. We can distract ourselves. We can go for a walk. There's those kind of things, and they can be very helpful to change that. But what is really wonderful in the moment is to have some great questions that you can ask yourself, that you can get in the habit of asking yourself. But I'm going to give you a checklist so that you can have it in the place where whatever the food is, where the chocolate is, or whatever it is that you generally want. And you can print out several if you have different places that you end up looking for a snack. And what you'll do is just be able to see visually, you'll have that reminder that, oh yeah, I need to ask myself these questions so that I can be more empowered, right? So number one, the first question is, what is the thought? Identify that thought that is driving the craving. What is it? Is it that it could be as simple as I want chocolate. Or it could be the chocolate's going to make me feel better. Because a lot of times, we're feeling lonely, we feel sad, we feel bored. Those are a lot of times the feelings that we have. And there's always a thought behind the feeling, and there's a thought behind the urge. And a lot of times that thought is, I'll feel better. So identify the thought. And then number two is it true? So, is it true that the chocolate will make you feel better? Is it true that you want chocolate? Now, in the moment, you're going to say, well, yeah, that's why I'm going to get the chocolate. Like, that's why I'm here, and that's why I'm looking at the checklist and that's sitting on top of my chocolate. But the question is, overall, you're watching this video, you printed out the checklist. Overall, do you really want the chocolate? And so probably not if you're going to this effort, not if you're watching this video, not if you printed out the checklist, right? So number three, you can ask yourself is, do I want to keep this thought? So now that you've become aware, that's a pretty simple step, but you can say, nope, I'm done. Or, yes, I am going forward. I'm pressing forward. Because if you say, no, I'm done, then you can be done. You don't have to keep asking the questions, and you can check off the box at the bottom of the checklist. Or you can go on to the next question and ask yourself to remember the last time that you had this urge and you followed through. You ate the chocolate. How did you feel a few hours later? What was that like? Were you still enjoying it? Was it still this pleasure that you experienced in that few seconds that you were enjoying it in your mouth? Or were you feeling guilty? Because if it were me, remembering, I know most of the time when I look back, I think, oh, I wish I hadn't had that much. Or I wish I hadn't eaten that spontaneously. Again, I am fine with eating dark chocolate every now and then, or even milk chocolate, or, other things, cookies. But I make the choice. I decide, and I decide ahead of time, and I say, okay, I'm going to have that this evening, later. I make the decision in the morning, or I make the decision the day before. But in the moment is a totally different experience, because it's a different part of us that's making that choice. It's this childish or more primitive part of us that just wants what it wants right now. So a lot of times I would feel guilty after that. I would feel mad at myself for going ahead and breaking those rules that I have for myself. And, some people don't agree with having rules, but for me, that works. I make rules for myself and they work. So try that for yourself, maybe it'll work for you too, to say, I'm not going to eat anything sweet unless I decide at least 24 hours ahead of time. And then number 4 is, with all of this awareness, with the awareness and the remembering, what it felt like, decide what do you want to do with that awareness? What kind of decision do you want to make right now? And after you've been through this checklist, the chances are pretty good that you can mark it off. Like I said, there's check marks at the bottom that you can mark to celebrate your success and put it away, because you've done it. You have gone through this, and it won't take as long as it took for me to talk about it. You'll just go boom, boom, boom. You'll go through that. You'll remember, you'll think about it, and you'll be like, no, I'm good. I'm okay. You step away, and the urge might come back, and then you probably don't have to look at it again. You just have to remember those things again. Now, what is this thought? And what did I feel like last time this happened? And make an empowered decision. I really know that this can be so helpful to conquer your cravings, and I would love to hear from you about your success. All right, so check it out. There'll be a link in the description, and I will talk to you again soon. Bye for now.